How's it going, everybody?
Howdy.
This is a something we don't normally do, but we're doing this by request. This is a response to a video sent to us by PizRocks4,
One of our
first
original,
subscribers.
That's right, our old faithfuls.
Thank you, buddy. He had a couple questions he wanted to ask us. The first were what we thought of. Well, actually, not the first question, but one of the questions was what we thought of Balls, Mahoney, and Dave Taylor being released by the company. WWE does this sort of thing this time of year every year. You know, it's just a cleaning house thing. Dave Taylor does not shock me because we haven't seen Dave Taylor on TV in any way in ages. He didn't even know who he was.
I'm a newer fan. Everybody knows that. We don't have to rub it in. Although I saw Dave Taylor, did I not?
You saw him in person. You still don't know who he was.
Well,
but Balls Mahoney is it's not a shock to me that he was released, but I'm sad to see Balls go. He was one of the ECW originals.
I think that Balls, among other things, he was a good, strong personality. And nothing against Kenny Dykstra. But if I had to choose between Balls and Kenny, I would go with Balls because Balls was just was a meteor character. Kenny, I understand, is probably more marketable.
That's what I was about to say. He's more marketable than Balls was.
But I think Balls just had a really great personality and a great style, so
we'll leave it at that.
I'm sorry to see Balls go.
We'll leave it at that because I'm getting tired of saying Balls over and over again.
I like Balls. No, I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it. But yes, Mr. Mahoney was one of the ones. He was one of my favorites, actually, at ECW. Then he kind of went away, so I'll miss him, and I wish him the best.
Okay, and now on to the serious part of this video.
More difficult question.
This is a very difficult question. This is something we've considered talking about several times, and we haven't, because no one's really brought it or asked us to talk about it. But that is our thoughts on the entire Chris Benoit situation. It doesn't need to be said what the situation is. I'm pretty sure if you don't know by now, you're not
breathing.
yeah, basically. But the question that PizRocks asked us, Jack is actually his name, was what we thought of the way the WWE is handling the situation. And the way they're handling the situation is they're basically
pretending that he never existed.
Exactly. They're pretending Chris Benoit was never a part of the roster. He never existed.
And I first noticed, well, months ago, and I'm sure they did it right away, but when the title history, it was I was looking at the U.S. Championship, which Benoit held several times, and, you know, they took his I guess, his profile down from the WWE side.
Oh, yeah, anything that had anything to do with him.
His name is listed, but
you can't click onto it.
All of the other modern superstars have their, you know, have little links, but he just doesn't.
And, you know.
So, what do you think?
I remember when this thing happened, they had the tribute show the first night, and, you know, we were all, you know, kind of sad by what happened. And then the next day we found out exactly what happened, and Vince McMahon came on to ECW that night and said, you know, no one else is going to mention his name. And since then, no one has mentioned Chris Benoit's name. I think Ric Flair may have mentioned his name at the Hall of Fame thing. I didn't watch it. I just heard it. He may have mentioned him. But, you know, it's a complicated issue. It really is. And I honestly, I don't know what to think about it. I don't think pretending that the guy never existed is necessarily the right thing to do. But it's the safe thing to do. I mean, because of what happened, is the reason, basically, that, you know, Jeff Hardy is suspended right now. You know, they're really buckling down on the entire drug thing, which is the right thing to do. It's something they should have done all along. And, you know, they're trying to push themselves away from, you know, steroids and that sort of thing. And the best way to do that is to basically pretend like nothing ever happened.
But the question it raises for me is, and this makes it more touchy, what he did was something bizarre and nobody understands.
Right.
But to a degree, I think Benoit deserves respect as a human being, as a wrestler.
If you're looking at it like from a wrestling standpoint, like one of the questions was, should he be in the Hall of Fame? In my opinion, yes, the guy should be allowed into the Hall of Fame as a wrestler. Now, if you're looking at it that way,
Right.
if you're looking at it from a wrestling standpoint, you can't deny the fact that Chris Benoit was one of the greatest.
And I think with time, the difficulty, it'll smooth itself out. And maybe they're waiting for a year. You know, the year anniversary will probably be in the next couple months.
Yeah, it's a
and
year.
after a year, they might start to try to bring him back. You know, but you can't ignore what he did, and you can't ignore that he ever existed, because that would
just running from it is not
right.
that's not
That would be. I think disrespectful to him, and I think there will be more perspective when enough time passes. So hopefully they'll be able to speak of him and talk about him and mention his accomplishments without having to feel funny about it, because they'll realize that this is a real guy who did a lot of really good things. He just happened to do, for whatever reason, something
incredibly
really
terrible.
bad. Yeah. So that's my thought. So I think in time.
I think
it'll
will take some time. I can't throw a number out there because I can't. I mean, honestly, I can't imagine how long it will take.
But they feel like they got a black eye, I'm sure, and I guess.
Oh yeah, well they did get a black eye. It was all over. It was in the media. It was all over the news. Everyone was talking about it, and it brought some bad publicity to the company. So the best way to get around it is to not talk about it.
Right, but I'm sure eventually they'll forgive him for what he did to the company, and which is and they'll be able to show him the proper respect.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you just kind of have to wait and see. I mean, I honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I mean, you have to look at the pros and the cons, and I can look at both sides of this argument, which I think most people, and that's what you need to do. You need to look at it from both sides of the argument. But I guess that's it. Yeah, people, please, leave a comment, post a response, whatever. This is, it's an interesting topic. Like I said, it's something we've considered talking about several times.
And thank you, Jack, for.
Oh yeah, thanks for the
for asking. It's
yeah. And on a lighter note, the Backlash song is going really well. We should have it we should have it up soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we made our
tomorrow.
radio debut in Chicagoland.
Yeah, that was
last night, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess that's it.
All right.
Peace, everyone.